Today I'm sharing the tips, tricks, and recipe on how to create the perfect passionfruit cheesecake, which is also New York style cheesecake. Grab a pan and add half a cup of butter, melt the butter, and from there we'll use 10 tablespoons to create our base for our cheesecake. Our next step is we'll grab our food processor and add 24 graham crackers, a quarter teaspoon salt, and 4 tablespoons of sugar. Next, we're going to cover our food processor and process the ingredients for about 3 minutes. Here, you want to make sure that there are no large chunks remaining in your processor when you're all done. Our final step here to create our base is to add 10 tablespoons of butter, and then we'll blend for about 2 minutes just to make sure the butter is all mixed in. I've grabbed an 8-inch cake pan, and I'm going to layer the bottom to create the base of our cheesecake. I'm going to make sure that it's all leveled out and the edges are rounded and smoothed. It is important to note that I'm not using all of my mix. I'm using about half of the mix to create the bottom of my cheesecake. Here I have a tamper. It's much like the tamper you use to tamper coffee or your espresso drink, except it's meant for pastries and doing exactly what we're doing here. Our next step is to add our base to the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for up to 10 minutes. Our next step is to create our cheesecake mix. We'll add 32 ounces of cream cheese, 2 cups of sugar, and then we'll process this ingredient until the mix is nice and fluffy and your sugar and your cream cheese have completely combined. Feel free to do this part on high speed because it's only the cream cheese and the sugar. It will not affect your baking at the end where your cheesecake will rise and then sink. I love to stir the bottom of my bowl just to make sure that all the ingredients are thoroughly mixed in together. When that's done, I'll add 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour and mix that into the cream cheese and sugar. Our next step is to grab our sour cream. It's half a cup of sour cream. We put it right in and mix the ingredients together. Our next step is to grab 6 large eggs and add to a bowl. We're going to gently mix the eggs together, and it's important not to overmix or whisk because you will be adding too much air into your cheesecake mix, which will cause your cheesecake to rise when it's being baked and then sink in the middle. Another cause for rising and sinking is opening your oven too soon. So when you're baking your cheesecake, you would like to keep the oven shut until you're done. Okay, so we're going to add our eggs to our mix, and we're going to do this on low speed. Next, we'll add about half a cup of passionfruit puree and add it to our mix as well. Mix for about a minute on low speed. We do not want to overprocess at this time because we will be letting in too much air into our mix. Use your spatula to scrape the sides and the bottom. Okay, so we're all done. Our next step is to grab our cake pan with our base and cover the outside walls of your cake pan with foil. The reason we do this is because we're going to be doing a water bath to create our New York style cheesecake. By putting the foil over your pan, you're protecting the bottom of your cheesecake from having any water sip into it. Okay, so we're all ready to add our cheesecake mix into our cake pan, and then we'll grab the cake pan and add it to our water bath. So you'll add steaming hot water into a bigger pan and place your cake pan into that steam bath. We'll bake at 300 degrees Fahrenheit for up to 60 minutes. after which you will pull out and test with a toothpick to make sure that it is ready. Doesn't that look delicious? The perfect New York style passion fruit cheesecake. Please like and subscribe. Bye.